All right, guys, let me show you what's going on. I built a really cool plugin, AI plugin for Premiere that allows professional editors editing long-form interviews, making documentaries, putting together multiple interviews into one sequence a lot faster. One of the hardest parts about editing documentaries and longer-form interviews is just staying organized with what is said, trying to go back to an interview clip and find what you want to find. Even if you are trying to be organized and label everything, color code everything, things can still get lost. AI is super powerful. It's really cool to use these models to help us edit faster and do our work more efficiently and be more creative, allowing us to get to the creative aspect of filmmaking faster and just have more fun. This makes it more fun. So let's jump in. Let me show you what I'm working with here. So I just want to show you a couple cool things about this plugin. All this is a panel within Premiere. It is just an extension, a UXP plugin, calling it Cutlist AI. And basically what I have here is I have a multicam source sequence. I transcribed it within the built-in text panel within Premiere. And then from that, in the AI panel, I'm just communicating with it to read the timeline and basically give me a chapter summary of the entire interview. And what's cool about this chapter summary, as you can see right here, and look, let's look at what I wrote. I initially said, get timeline and give me time-coded chapter labels of what was talked about and identify selects. So identify the best takes and best of what was said. Now, and even on the first pass, it did okay, but it had some larger time-coded gaps or sections, and I knew there was a couple more questions in between. Told it, hey, it looks like you missed some questions. Can you do another pass? Did another pass, and then bam, I got this really nice selects list, time-coded list of what was talked about. And it tells me, it stars what it says is the top tier selects, which is just based off of the articulation. It's based off of how well the interviewee said it. There is aspects around it being an emotional anchor. It's best reframed quote. So it has some things, a closing thesis. So some things around the actual content of what was said. So it's kind of based around dictation of how it was said, and then also around the content of what was said by the interviewee. But what's really cool about this is that this is clickable. So this took 45 seconds for the AI to come up with, and now I have a clickable, chaptered time code of the entire interview right here, bam, which is super helpful because now I can just go and so all these different tabs are all these different interviews, and I can just go into a different interview at any time. And let me bring one up. A different interview at any time and see what was said. And what's really nice is when I switch between each timeline, the tab up here changes. And you can also access archived timelines as needed at any time. So if you close these, you can come back to them. But you can simply have all these chapter markers and time codes in these different tabs for each timeline sequence. Super great. So I can always refer to this. Now, one thing that's really important, and I know a lot of folks are gonna think about this, is that you wanna get down and dirty with your interview. You wanna be in it and know the interviews in and out, so you can find the best takes. This somewhat allows you to skip that initial rough cut of going through each interview and taking out all the questions and taking out the ums and ahs and all that, just getting down and dirty in the nitty-gritty of it. But I think that's okay because the amount of time that you still gotta go back and look through the interview and go through these different time codes, you're still getting it. You're still getting into it. It's automating a little bit, not a lot of the process. It's just automating the real mundane part of editing these interviews and of this filmmaking process. So really liking this. Now, in theory, each one of these time codes goes to the beginning of the soundbite. Sometimes they don't. You know, some of them go into the center, which is fine. Then you just gotta scroll back, look at your audio track and see where that speaker is speaking, and then just go to the center, beginning of it and listen to it. That's fine. But yeah, now it also goes another step further. It'll give you, right, this is talking about the entire video or the entire interview and giving me it all chaptered out. Now, what if I want to find like a specific soundbite? I can do that, which is great. So in this question, for example, I asked, can you find a soundbite where she is painting the pictures of the struggles of members? It did just that, and it gave me two solid options of what she said. And what's so nice is that I can just go straight to it and listen by clicking on the little time code that it gives you. And I decide which one I like best, right? So that's really good. Now, how do I know that she might not have said it somewhere else? Well, I guess I don't. However, this whole thing is transcribed. The whole interview is transcribed. And now I can go back here and read it like you normally would manually and confirm. However, I do trust the AI is able to see just about everything and give me that selects. This is using Claude API. Only have it built out for Claude API right now. I believe it's grabbing the middle tier. I think it's Sonnet 4.5 or 4.6. Now, future models, I'd like to build this out for chat. I'd like to build it out for Grok, for all the models, which would be really cool. But right now it's just on Claude. Yeah, so what's really nice now is I can simply go to that soundbite and I can bring that over right into my main sequence and start compiling my main sequence out, organized based off of what was said. So super cool. I think this is really a really powerful tool, and I hope I can save a lot of people some time and make folks more efficient and make better videos. Hopefully everyone can make better videos now with this. More accurate, well-spoken, well thought out videos that share a very specific purpose and reach the goals of clients and reach the goals of what the video is trying to tell. And yeah, I'm stoked. So thanks for checking this out. If you have any questions about it, please give me a shout. And yeah, I'm around. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. All right, peace.